So I finish up with about 30 minutes of abs, and I whip out the gravity boots, because that's the only way you're going to get the cut that you need.
I'm Woody Page. I'm taking over this show. It's April Fool's Day, but this is no joke. Guess who, America? I'm in charge of 3 of America's most muted, stupid, foolish sports writers.
It's Around the Horn, presented by Nissan. Here's your host, Woody Page.
Yes, we're going beyond the horn. It's April Fool's Day, and I've taken over. And you're going around the Woody. Let's meet the guys. I'm going to straighten them out. Let's start in Los Angeles with the king of Argyle, my friend, Reverend Bill Plaschke.
Memo to our producers. Have you lost your minds?
In Dallas, TC, the top cat.
That small ounce of credibility we used to have, gone forever.
And in Chicago, a guy whose name I've forgotten. Yeah, that's funny, Mariani. And finally, in the seat where he belongs, Tony Reali, leather jacket
I have
and all.
a feeling this is not going to go well for me today. Whose idea was this, really?
Keep going, go on. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
It's the first word.
John Calipari to Kentucky. 8 years, more than $31 million. He can now buy all the hair gel he wants. At his first press conference today, he spoke of Kentucky's history, the bluegrass, and the Commonwealth. How quick do you think he's going to turn it around in Kentucky, Jay?
I'm going to try to answer this seriously. He will make impact immediately, Woody Page. You know why? Because he can bring in big-time recruits from Memphis like Xavier Henry. He can bring in DeMarcus Cousins. And you know what? He's going to have Patrick Patterson, the big man who's still there. Why wouldn't Jody Meeks, Woody, he have the 54-point game this year, why wouldn't he stick around? The SEC, if you did your homework, Woody, you'd realize it's down, down, down.
And you are down, down, down.
He can go to the Elite Eight immediately. Teams produce for Calipari immediately. You can mute me all you want.
Well, we have the wrong question here, because if instead of it saying how quick can this turn around, it's how quick can this show turn around with Woody as host. Let me give you the answer. 10 games. That's how quick Calipari is going to turn Kentucky around. He's got Patterson coming back. If I'm Jody Meeks, I'm thinking this looks pretty good right now. I might stick around. 3 of the top 6 recruits. Xavier Henry is how he pronounces his name, Mariotti. And
yeah!
A team that was top 16, Sweet 16 talent this year. They didn't make the tournament, but they were Sweet 16 talent. I love this team to make a Final Four run next season.
How does that taste, Tony? You love it all? Yeah. Go ahead, Plaschke.
First
Give
off,
us
Jay,
some strength here.
Jay, Woody does do his homework on this show. The most prepared guy on this show, Woody. The show misses you. We miss you dearly, Woody. We'll try to get through without you. Anyway, but the bottom line is I think Calipari, it's going to take longer than a year, guys. When he went to Memphis, you say 10 games, Tony. He went to Memphis. He didn't get back to the tournament for 3 years.
Memphis
when a new coach comes in,
but
you have to bring in not only your new players, your new system, your new belief system. You also have to get rid of the old players and all the players who were there and get them on your side. The way Calipari plays, it's a very distinct, very difficult thing to run. You need the athletes for it. I don't know if Kentucky has the athletes to run what he wants to run. He'll get there. It'll be wonderful, but it's not going to happen right away.
No, Bill, I think this new host has potential, but I think the new coach in Kentucky is the guy with the real potential to do it right away. Tony said 10 games. That's about right. They won 22. They had 22 wins this year. They can easily top that next year. And Jay mentioned the SEC is down. He didn't say how far down it is. If Mississippi State hadn't run through the SEC tournament, they would have had 2 teams in the NCAA tournament. And nobody they had. LSU's the only team that won the first round game, and they were out in the second round. So they didn't even have a team that was seeded 7th in the entire tournament. The SEC is a bad conference right now. Calipari can come in and do a job right away.
That's a good point.
Well, he doesn't waste any time, Paige. If you notice last year, he lost Derrick Rose and lost Chris Douglas Roberts, and immediately, you know, with Evans, he's back in the Sweet 16 with the number 2 seed. These guys produce for him. They buy into what he does, and they play defense. That's why this guy will produce immediately at Kentucky.
You guys are all assuming these top recruits are going to follow him there. They've all said that the door is wide open. Now they can go anywhere they want to. The whole country's after these guys.
Oh,
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee.
To Kentucky?
No, there's no guarantee. Kansas, not when Kansas is offering these guys scholarships.
Today,
okay, that's enough, guys.
Shut up, Tony.
I want to talk about the fact that the Blackboard slept last night in Lincoln's bathroom. I think that's great. I'm hosting. We're going to talk about Denver, of course. Here's Pat Bowlen on Jay Cutler and his quote. Numerous attempts to contact Jay Cutler have been unsuccessful. Jay no longer has any desire to play for the Broncos. We begin this discussions with accommodations to trade him at his request. Good move to make this statement, Plasky.
I have been reading and following the wonderful commentary in the Denver Post on this situation, and it has really informed me. And I do think what's happening here is Josh McDaniel does not want Cutler to play for him. Clearly, Bowlen would not say this if he didn't talk to his head coach first. This is all concerted effort now. They want another quarterback. And you know something? Bottom line is, for me, Cutler has a losing record as a starter. McDaniel has the Super Bowl rings. McDaniel knows something about working with quarterbacks. You don't think this guy can take him to the next level? I guess maybe he can't. They need to move on. And I think this is all concerted effort. So, yes, Bowlen said the right thing, and they'll still get, I don't care how bad you paint this kid, they'll get a lot to trade for him. Everybody wants this guy. They'll get a lot to trade for him.
But, Bill, they're going to get a lot less by coming out publicly and saying, we can't even get a hold of our quarterback. We can't even get him on the phone, so now we're going to trade him. You're going to get 30 cents on the dollar for that. Even if all that stuff's happening, you keep it quiet and you start privately talking to teams. There are teams, obviously, that would be interested in having Cutler. He's one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. Why Denver doesn't want him anymore, I have no clue. That organization, has gotten rid of Shanahan. Now they're getting rid of Cutler. I don't know what direction Pat Bowlen has them going in. It's not a good one.
Yeah, if you were a better columnist, Woody, and you weren't masquerading as Reali today, you would be all over Pat Bowlen. What happened to the Pat Bowlen I know and respected years ago? He should have been on an airplane weeks ago and settled this with Jay Cutler and said, hey, look, pal, I'm the owner. I'm your boss. You're the employee. You got to come back and talk to my coach. Instead, Pat Bowlen has allowed this thing to, get out of control. So, Woody, I do not understand why Pat said this today. As Tim said, losing leverage by the minute here. There are going to be suitors out there, but nonetheless.
This situation, not the T.O. situation, this situation has been the most mismanaged in all of football. I can't imagine that Bowlen wanted to throw all his leverage out the window, but I think that's exactly what he did here. Maybe Jay Cutler didn't go about this the right way, but he did for himself. Why am I losing points for that?
Because you do that to everybody.
Well, you got to understand, I think that I should make a point here that they mishandled this from the very beginning. And I'm talking about Josh McDaniels taking that New England attitude to Denver and saying, I'm going to do the same thing that Belichick did. He can't get rid of it. He can't get rid of it. Yeah. I think Plasky.
Hey, Woody, oh, what a terrible thing to try to be like the New England Patriots. Oh, perish the thought. He's doing the right thing. What's Denver done lately? Come on, Woody.
Yeah, and Woody, you think Chris Sims is going to be a good quarterback there. That's another reason why you're better off in that chair and letting Reali, who knows more than you do, sit in his chair.
I feel totally emasculated without my joystick right now. I have no idea what to do with my hands. What am I doing with my hands right now?
Without your...
Put them in that leather jacket pocket. We've been warned, men. We're taking a break so you guys can look at the schedule and think about what a great job I'm doing in the spot. Coming up, the Cavs going streaky. Mike Anderson staying at Missouri, and expectations for the New York Mets.
Are you scoring a golf tournament here, Woody Page? Why are we in that?
I want minus 80.
Around the Horn, presented by Nissan, who invites you to shift the way you move.